Let's see. All right. Dang, I look studious. I should say look studious, not us studious. That glare is gonna kill me. That glare is gonna kill me. What's going on, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? Man, I was looking in the chat here. I see Joel, see Beauty Sense in here, man. What's happening? What is happening, people? What is happening? I ain't gonna be out there too long. I'm just on here, you know what I'm saying, kind of dabbling a little bit. I got to test mics and everything because I had some errors that kept coming up when I was trying to run lives earlier. So I was like, man, let me jump in on the late night and then get chance to kind of rap with everybody without everybody being in here. you know. What's going on, Joe? Man, still today was Sphinx Black Anubis. Yes, Saturday, Senator Day, Ted Lapita's Black Soul Imperial. I have not seen. Glad to see you back. Thank you, man. Thank you. And I'll get into that in a little bit. All the craziness that was going on. But man, Black Soul Imperial. I don't know if I've heard of that one. I'm familiar with the Ted Lapita's brand because hell, I got Poker Face sitting up there, which I like a lot. As a matter of fact, that was almost my sin of the evening. This evening, man. We'll have to check that out. Black Anubis is one that I keep putting in the cart, and I'm like, okay, I need to go ahead and bring it in. And I always just kind of, oh, let me jump over that. Let me jump over it. Let me jump over it. I'm probably gonna do because I got Chorizo daiquiri that I just have to have. So I'm like, got this much of my decant left out of that 10 mil. So I got like that much left. And as soon as I pull the trigger on that, I'm gonna go ahead and get me a bottle of that. So Black Anubis might be on the list too, man. Beauty Sense, hey, what it do, Gator? We here, man. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, man. I was gone for a while, man. So what was going on, man? Just in case folks didn't know, man. Oh, Gucci Guilty Elixir is your center today, man. That's a good one. That is a good one. So, man, just kind of a little short recap here. I ended up getting pretty sick. I had a nice little hospital stay. So what basically ended up happening, man, I had a cellulitis, and that kind of messed over me, man. I was running too much, man, running too much, and I got like cut on my leg, and I didn't even realize that I had it, and got infected, and ended up having to get a little hospital stay in, and it was one of those things where I had that going on, and then I had blood sugar kind of like exacerbated it a little bit. So, bro, I was sitting there locked down in the hospital for a minute, man. But I am back in the building, definitely, man, and I appreciate everybody being back in here too. Looks like I got some kind of live streaming tab coming up. I mean, ain't no big deal. Let me know if everything sounds good. Let me know if everything looks good over there. I just want to make sure that I'm not having any issues with latency or anything like that. Smell goods. What's going on, man? Kev, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Man, now I am bro, I was actually gonna go live earlier and I ended up like I looked at myself, bro, and I was like, because I was saying I had to cut my hair, I had to do all that kind of stuff, bro, because I was looking like Shaggy, the big one. So I was like, man, I got to figure out what's going on. So I just went ahead and cut my hair off and did a beard and all that kind of stuff. But I was looking rough earlier. I was looking rough. He said, glad you're back to normal. Life be life. And yeah, definitely, man. And I wouldn't even say back to normal completely yet because, it's kind of an ongoing thing. But for the most part, I'm good. Just blessed, man. So I'm digging the fact that I'm able to kind of jump back in, man. And while I was gone, man, I was like, you know, I started seeing all of these. It was weird because I didn't watch a lot of fragrance content while I was in the hospital, bro. I really didn't. I watched some of my Tigers and and my Saints, and that probably made me even sicker. But yeah, man, I really just didn't. I was trying my best not to because I knew I was gonna be tempted to invest in everything. So and I already had stuff that was going in. Like, it's weird when I got put in the hospital, y'all gonna see like a glutton of videos that's probably gonna be dropping here in the next, I would say, couple of next week or so, because I had in the bank already before I got sick. I had like 8 videos that I had already done. I did some nice batch recording. So I had the review for Swassador, which I actually probably either gonna drop that tomorrow, or I like this stuff, man. Either tomorrow or Monday. Not sure which one. I'd done the review for the Carolina Herrera 212 VIP Elixir. I did the Inizio, and I don't know if I dropped the Inizio. I might have dropped the Inizio and not remember. But that one, um, I did a Latafa list video that was in the bank. I did another list video too. So I had quite a few. I did the Black Forest. This one, I did that video. So yeah, I was doing a lot of them. I think the last one I had done was the recap on the Bahamas, and I think that was it. I'm not sure I did the. I know I did the video for Dynasty. I'm not sure if I dropped it. I know this was on a list video that I had done, and I had to go ahead and get the actual video done. And I think I did. I think I did drop this. If I did not drop this video, it's in the bank. And then the coach EDP, that one is in the bank. So yeah, man, it's been crazy. And then when I get back, it's like, oh shoot, I got a bunch of them that I got to knock out when I when I get back, because that's gonna be interesting. Because I got a couple of new ones, man, that I've had a chance to kind of go, kind of experience a little bit, man. And just kind of go over a little quick list of some of the new ones that dropped in, because I have some coming in this week. I'm super, Joel. You might be interested in this. I'm super interested in the Le Falcon brand. After Risala and how that autograph, how that worked out. So I saw that they have Symphony Melody and Symphony Harmony, and I'm bringing those in. Those are Elysium and uh, Elysium and Imperium. Is it Imperium? Yeah. So those so those are coming in, and then the Swiss Arabian here. This one I got to give a shout out to my guy, man. Sophisticated Grizzly on this one, Swiss Arabian, because I had my mind on this one for a minute. Just kept seeing it because it looked like something I would like. Cardamom and apple. It's basically Armani Code Profondo, like the discontinued one, but it's got an overdose of apple in it. It's not a 1-to-1 with that Profondo DNA at all. Like, it's mostly apple in here, but it does in the dry down kind of resemble that fragrance a lot. Really nice so far. I have gotten a chance to wear this one once or twice. I actually got a chance to wear this one while I was in the hospital, and I had people flocking to the room. So that says a lot about that one. This one I had kind of been looking at a while. This is Riff's Privé. I've been looking at a lot of the Riff stuff, man. Shout out to my guy, man, Nate over there at Paragon, because he had got me on, what's the silver one, the Riff's Platinum. And I was like, yeah, Harmony is LV Lovers. Yeah. Because I was like, I knew it was, I like, is it another Rosia? But yeah, it's LV Lovers, is Harmony. And Melody is Elysium, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, so I got those dropping in. This is a Sauvage Elixir, kind of in that vein of Sauvage Elixir. I find this one is not as dense as Sauvage Elixir. Comes across a little bit more powdery sweet as it comes down into the dry down, man. I miss the licorice. It's not as potent, like I said, and it's dense as Sauvage Elixir. It is a little fresher than that DNA, and I was impressed with this so far. I wore it to work. What was it? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday when I went back to the office? I didn't stay to work in the office. I think I just went in there to pick up something, and yeah, I kind of like that. And then there's a couple of them that I've worn but haven't been anywhere with yet. This guy, the Turo to Combat. This is that new Latafa, which I was interested in this one because I like Rayhan Crimson as far as a Centaurus clone, but I wanted to see what Latafa was going to do with it. And I must say, Latafa is actually they did a pretty good job with this. There are some differences though, especially between this one and the Rayhan one. I'm when I say the Rayhan one, I'm talking about Rayhan Crimson. So there's some definite differences between the two. And I'll get into that into the review because I do want to spend a little bit more time with them. I think that there's going to be a divide in the community as far as to which one is the better fragrance. Not necessarily which one is the closest to Centaurus, but which one is the better fragrance. Spoiler alert. Of course, the ever hyped Amber Empire. So this one's interesting because when I first sprayed this, I was like, "Oh, go to hell!" Like it wasn't even that it wasn't good because it did smell nice, but it was weak as shit. It really was. Um, and man, I gave it maybe a couple of days or so with air getting in there because I would just come in and spray it just to be like, it's got to be getting better sometime. And sure enough, it started to kind of catch its sea legs, man, and started getting a little bit more potent. I'm going to be taking this out probably for a spin tomorrow to see what this thing does. Just wearing it around the house though. Jury's still out. It smells really nice, but jury's still out as far as how deep of a how good of a fragrance it actually is going to be. And then I was super excited about this one. This is Notes Classics. This is the new Notes to go along with Notes Jazz. This is the Notes Classics one. Interesting. That's all I can say, man. This is when I first sprayed it on, I was like, oh, they're going like Maison Crivelli. It's weird how it opens up because it opens up kind of citrusy, juicy. And then it kind of goes into this like weird, like, well, not even weird. It you know what it reminds me a lot of? It reminds me a lot of if you took facets from Oud Maracuja and you took facets from Nishane's Saffron Colonis you kind of get this. It sounds weird to say. Not really oud maracuja. I would say more along the lines of oud cadenza. Because this one has more of a leathery vibe to it than you would have in like an oud maracuja. But the thing about this one is that and every time I think about this phrase, I think about Ross over at TLTG, but it's like a warm weather leather. This has that citrusy leather. It's supposed to be a cherry, but you get a lot more of the citrus in here, the mandarin, than you do the actual cherry. The cherry is just there to kind of balance out and kind of give it more of a tartness than an acidicness. But man, uh, I was impressed by it. I'm impressed by it. I've only gotten to wear it like around, and I think I wore it out of the house the other day when I went to the store. But it is very, very interesting to me, I'm gonna do some real kind of deep dives on that one because I think that one has got some potential to be like a really nice, like when you go into the deep fall into like coming into the winter. I think that one might actually be one that will stand out in the crowd a good bit. Let me get into some of these comments, man, because I know I've been kind of looking over them. Let's see. Beauty Assist said, how do you feel about Mancera Vetiver Sensual? How that shit rank up against Amberful? I love Vetiver Sensual. I do. I think Amberful personally, because there gonna be some people who will argue me down about this. I personally think that Amberful is, to me, the better of the two fragrances. But I think that Vetiver Sensual is the most interesting of the two fragrances. I think that Amberful, the way that it presents, that effervescence, that pepperiness, that the citricness of it, that woodiness, it's really nice. Think of it in the vein of like a Ganymede, that kind of thing, but less mineralic and more, like I said, kind of almost like a citrusy acidic. But that being said, I mean, it's still got some mineralic qualities. But that being said, I think it's such a great fragrance. I mean, it checks all the boxes as far as projection, as far as longevity, as far as mass appeal, as far as complement factor, versatility. It checks all of those boxes. But like sillage, all of those things. Vetiver Sensual is a little bit softer. But Vetiver Sensualis also, I think, has some other facets behind it because you start off with that citricness, that lime, and then it kind of evolves into this really silky style of a vetiver fragrance. Really mass appealing. If you would think of like a vetiver, like a beginner's vetiver, that would be more of what you would think of. I think it's a great fragrance. If I had to choose between the two, and this is just for me, I would choose Amberful. I know Joel would definitely pick Vetiver Sensual. So, and that's why I think it's just a preference thing for me. But Vetiver Sensual is such a great fragrance, man. And so is Amberful. I mean, to be honest. I mean, Vetiver Sensual sitting right there, man. I'm going through half of the bottle, so that tells you. um, I was looking at Joe. Yep, for me, it's number one Gator. I don't know his ranking. Yeah, I look. I already know. There's gonna be most of y'all that's gonna say Vetiver Sensual. Lenny, what's going on, man? What is happening? What is happening? We just said almost that's how that shit performed. I just kind of went into that. Lenny said I sprayed Amouage Interlude on my wrist in the morning and still smell it. Amouage has some beast mode fragrances. Outlands is one that I've been kind of going back and forth with going ahead and purchasing. Interlude is one of those as well. There are the inspirations of especially, one of the bigger inspiration, the ones that, one of the bigger ones that people are trying to, go after is Outlands right now. But I just would rather probably get the actual Amouage. I hate the fact that it's so expensive though. So it may be one where I end up getting, a 10 mil and seeing how much it affects me. If it affects me enough to where it's like, look, I got a 10 mil, but I got to get the 100, then I'll find it in the salary cap. If not, then I'll work it out and try to get, something, comparable. Let's see. So I tried out the bar number 9, Lafayette Street. It smells nice, but it made my nose feel weird. So I stayed away from it. Never happened to a cologne before. You know what's weird about Lafayette Street? It's got that coriander. It's got this weird kind of airy, peppery smell in it. And it's interesting because it kind of backs that up with these florals. So you're getting kind of like this weird floral, kind of like airy, but at the same time peppery vibe. And then you get this freshness from the apple that kind of, it almost like the pepperiness opens up your nostrils, and the apple comes in with the freshness, and then that floral comes in, and it just kind of, yeah, gives you this weird nose vibe. Now, and that's especially if you're smelling it off skin like direct. Lafayette Street is the most beautiful in the air. It's most beautiful when, as catching the sillage from it. But if you're spraying and spray it like that, and you smell it like that, it's not as good. Lafayette Street is made to be one of those fragrances where you kind of spray here, you know, and then just let the fragrance just kind of air out around you and kind of drift around you, and it just smells lovely. The way that the apple really accents those florals, beautiful thing in the air, man. And the coriander is just helping that, because the coriander helps to kind of add to that airy nature in there. It's gorgeous, man. But I can understand why you were getting those nose feels. Definitely. Let's see. You say, by the way, congrats on your 1.5K subs. Man, I appreciate it, man. I need people to jump in. I need like 20 more subs before I hit the 1.6. So, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna do the giveaway on the 1.6. I got the and it's a little bit out of season, but it's not really. The French Avenue Atlantis Extrait. I got it in the drawer right there now, ready to go out when I do the giveaway. And I'm gonna be giving out some details about the giveaway thing as soon as I hit the 16, because I already kind of got how I'm gonna work it out. But I was saying that it's more of a summer fragrance, but in all honesty, I actually got to wear it before I went sick, man. I got to wear it. It was like, I wanted to test it. It was like 62 degrees in Atlanta. That stuff cut. That thing cut through the cold. And it really is. It lasts all day. They did their thing, man, with Atlantis. They really did, man. I think it's I'm not gonna even say it's my favorite release this year, but I think it's one of the best releases this year. No lie. I think it's one of the best releases. French Avenue, man, with between Atlantis Extrait, Platine Blanc, bro, that they did their thing this year. Let's see. We just kind of scroll up through here. I know I'm all up in people's face. Let's see. You say interlude Black Iris. That shit headache inducing. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Um, let's see. I heard some people say Amberful smell like Bulgari Tiger. True or not? It's got that vibe. Doesn't smell exactly like it. It's got that Bulgari Tiger, Suspiro, Vibrato, Ganymede kind of vibe to it, where it's kind of got that pepper, that pink pepper, that kind of makes it kind of gives it almost this effervescence, and it's got this kind of mineralic nature to it. Like I said, it's not quite as mineralic as your Ganymede, but it's got this mineralic nature to it. That pink pepper just kind of adds to the effervescence of it. So it kind of goes in that they all play in the same wheelhouse. They're all fraternity brothers, even though they're different folks. They're different people, but they all fraternity brothers. You said, Lenny said, I'm not sure what I should have as winter colognes. I'm in between Burberry Spice Bomb or a Gentleman line. What line you guys think? I can tell you right now, Spice Bomb is great for fall and winter. My night vision EDP, it is because I'm partial to green apple. Um, Night Vision EDP is already. I'm looking at it right now, just eyeing it, ready to throw it in a rotation. Such gorgeous, warm, beautiful, powerful fragrance, man. Now I gotta get up here and do it. And it's weird because it's warm, but it's fresh, right? You're getting that green apple. You're getting the florals that kind of impart themselves in here. But man, the warmth of this thing, like when it hits skin, it just it hugs you, man. This is a night vision EDP. The regular night vision's cool. I like it, but it's just it ain't this. It ain't this. There's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna say infrared because of the spices. I can see that. I can see infrared too. But I just prefer night vision. Um, when you talk about gentlemen, you can't go wrong with Givenchy's, man, because they're using that iris in the gentleman line, Society Extreme, Society Ombre, even though they're not the Givenchy gentleman, standard line. Those are really, really good. I love one of my favorites is Society Extreme. But you can't go wrong with Gentleman Privé either. You can't. That booziness, man, that iris, gorgeous fragrance. The only thing I would say is in the wintertime, it's not the most beast mode of a performer. Not that everything has to be beast mode, right? But if you're going to be in any outside events or things like that, it makes it a little bit more difficult to project. It doesn't project a lot. They're beautiful for intimate settings. They're beautiful for, like one-on-ones and things like that. Not exactly what you would call like the best for, oh, I'm going to be outside and talking to people and things like that. Longevity on skin is okay, but in the air, I mean, that scent bubble is going to contract to literally your chest within, 20, 30 minutes of being out in 30-degree weather. So let's see. Spring is the YSL line. Summer is Aqua de Gio. Fall is Bad Boy. Yeah, Bad Boy is not a bad option. The Bad Boy Elixir is actually a good one. Carolina Herrera makes some interesting fall and winter fragrances, man, as far as like potency goes. One of my favorites, and I talked about this a second ago, is that because I have to go ahead and publish the review for it. This guy right here, this Carolina Herrera 212 VIP. Oh, there we go. The 212 VIP Black Elixir. Beautiful black licorice, vanilla, woody, a little bit spicy at the top, but smooth as shit, man. And powerful. This is one of those that's 3 sprays. Be careful if you do more than 3 sprays, because I think I shared this story. I wore it maybe a couple of months ago. Yeah, it was like maybe 2 months ago, and my coworker, I decided that I was going to, just kind of refresh it before I went inside. So I just put spray right here, spray right here. Now I had already, before I left the house, did like a 4 spray routine where I kind of, before I left the house. And I was in a polo shirt, so, whatever. Did a little bit of a refresh because I had gone nose blind to it, not realizing it. And my coworker was like, "Bro, I smelled you before you came in the building. Like I smelled you literally when you were walking on the other side of the office. It's pushing in front of you." And I was like, "Really?" So I started kind of polling people, and they were like, "Yeah, that was strong." That is strong. It smells great, but it is strong. Like I can't be in the same room with you because it's gonna suffocate me. It's got power to it. It really does. But it smells so freaking good, man. Easy to go anosmic to it. But so watch your sprays, but great fall fragrance. Great. It's gonna be a great winter fragrance too. There's something about the way that the licorice and that woodiness of the licorice kind of and licorice can get kind of a woody facet to it, or the woody facet has a licorice kind of fruity lean. Gorgeous, gorgeous, man. I love that fragrance. My favorite designer drop of the year. Definitely, definitely my favorite designer drop of the year. Well, you know what? Maybe not. And the only reason I say maybe not is because Coach EDP is sitting up there, and I don't know. Like, and then Coach EDP is sitting right next to Terre Hermes Intense, EDP Intense. All three of those are monsters. All three of those are great fragrances. Terre Hermes EDP Intense, more interesting. The most interesting of them. It goes through changes and loops, and it's got coffee, it's got lava, it's got licorice, it's got all of those different facets to it. But dry, potent at the top, moves into like this beautifully like smooth roasted coffee as it goes into the dry down. Gorgeous, man. That Coach EDP Grown Man Sauvage Elixir. I mean, so Sauvage, I should say, not Sauvage Elixir. No. But Grown Man Sauvage. Man, gorgeous fragrance. I love that, and more potent than it seems. It's got some longevity to it, and then of course, like I said, this one here. It's just got something about this that just makes people they do a second sniff on you. It's great. It's great, man. Let's see. Oh yeah, interlude is called the Blue Beast. You got to be careful with it. As we say, black sub bitch. So kick that good. What's up? What's up with the late night live? Happy Halloween, folks. Man, look. So I just was talking about it at the beginning of the live, man. I was in the hospital for about a week and a half or so. Man, it was a little rough because what happened was I was running, got an infection, man, cellulitis in the leg. I had got scratched up, not even realizing, because I'm, working all the time, so not even realizing it, man. And I was driving down the interstate, and literally, called my girl. I was like, I gotta stop. Like I gotta stop because I started shaking. Started getting the chills and shaking, and I've had infections before, so I kind of knew what it was that was happening, but I didn't know where it was coming from. I was like, I gotta stop, um, and I was like, okay, I gotta shake pad. I can't sit here and shake it because when I do that, that's when it's just gonna go numb. So I was like, well, I'm gonna get out of the truck and I'm gonna walk around and just pull over the side of the road, walk around, do whatever. So phone dropped, broke my phone, and next thing I know, like dude shining a light in my face. Hey, you okay? You there? You there? So they sent me to the emergency room and you know dealt with that for about a week or so. Because what happened was they had the cellulitis, but then they also had some, they were like checking my blood sugar because my blood sugar just kind of went nuts because of, well, partly because of the infection. Um, because my blood sugar had been pretty much under control until then. So, you know, um, but yeah, man. So yeah, I was out of commission, but we back, we back. We back. Gotta try to get myself together. Kick said, did you want to enter the Zaro said Zare creator threes? Man, I am okay. This gonna sound like a weird reason, but I want Sunkissed Island. I definitely want Sunkissed Island. It's so weird that I want 100 mil of Sunkissed Island or 120 mil of Sunkissed Island, right? And I understand that right now we're just doing 60s, but I'm just kind of like, dang, I want the 100. But I'm gonna end up doing the 60 of Sunkissed Island. I'm so intrigued by Seamless Soul, but I kind of want to, like, I'm in love with Second Soul. I'm in love with Second Soul. Second Soul, to me, one of the best Fugees to that I've put my nose on ever. But it doesn't seem like Seamless Soul is quite in that same, like, smell category. So not that it's not as good, but it's just not in that Fugeerish kind of, you know, like the Brass and Soul, the Second Soul. So I was kind of, gonna, and then Jordan's, man, the Berry. I want to put my nose on that. I definitely want to, because I follow Jordan. Jordan's a great dude, man. And I think he's got a nose. He put me on a few of them. I remember Joel was telling me about Tulum Junglescape, and I was like, yeah, I got to put my nose on that. But because Jordan already mentioned that one, C. A. Limon, couple of other ones, man, that he would talk about, and I was like, bro, I got to put my nose on him. Got to put my nose on him. Got to put my nose on him. So yeah. I'm probably, long story short, yeah, I'm probably gonna end up getting at least Sunkissed Island. And then, because Sunkissed Island, bro, y'all know how I feel about tequila. And when Ross said, yeah, one of the underused fragrance notes, tequila, yes. Because and Kicks, SB, you already know, literally before they did the drop, we did a show together where, what did we talk about? When I got on there and I said, what is a fragrance note that very seldomly is used? And this was literally before the drop. This was before, and guys, if y'all haven't seen, check out Sidbub's channel, check out Kix's channel. But we did a show, and literally talked about the fact that, hey, I pulled up the Mezcal Anejo and the Mezcal Azul. And I was like, tequila is an underrated fragrance note. It's one of my favorites, diving into it. And just so happened, like literally, 3-4 days later, here comes Sunkissed Island. So yeah, so I probably have to jump on that one. Keith Griffey says, "Sit of the day of Saab Bourbon, bro. Saab Bourbon's great." No Good said, "Fridge Avenue did their thing, but Cottage is slid under the radar with some heat." Cottage is doing their thing too, man. And I still have not done Island Dreams, and I was a little upset. No lie, I was a little upset when they first dropped, because I couldn't find it nowhere, and I ended up getting Emerald. And while Emerald is good, it really is good. I like Emerald. As a matter of fact, I've liked it even more. I didn't know that the Joe Milano fragrances kind of are affected by maturation. I guess all fragrances technically are, but I sprayed it yesterday because I was kind of trying to figure out fragrances that I was going to take on this trip this month coming up. And man, I was like, is this the same fragrance that I was looking at? Like, it's all right. Nah, this is nice. Now this is nice. So, but yeah, I was upset because I couldn't find Island Dream. I do want to kind of sit on Vanilla Doom a little bit and see what that's about. I have not yet gotten that, but I'm probably going to end up doing it. And then, bro, we talk about them. Yo, who's Arabia Prestige? Man, Arabia Prestige, bro, is like Hey, let me slide on in here and get up in get up in this market. Even though I feel like the Arabian Prestiges are more twists on stuff. Perfect example of that. And I was just talking about it earlier. Swash the door. This fragrance, and like I said, I'm probably gonna drop the review on it tomorrow because it's already edited, it's already uploaded into YouTube. I just got to pick a day. But this is basically that oud cadenza DNA, but then instead of they muted the oud and amped the leather, and they did a great job with this. They really did. They do leather really really well. They do leather real good. Um, Bruh, that one, I put my nose on that cold opulence, and that's a blue talisman DNA that I can buy into for real. um, and then they've got the one that Walt's been talking about too, the Ramad, bro. Arabia Prestige is coming for the end of the year. They coming for the end of the year. Let me see. You said, what about the infrared? Infrared's good. Infrared's good. I just like personally, I just like the night vision because of the apple. That's my big thing. But infrared is warm, spicy. It's a great those infrareds are great fall winter fragrances. They're definitely in the Spice Bomb line, definitely, especially if you're into like spices, the nutmeg, cinnamons, those types of things. Infrared is great. Lenny said, I managed to buy a Ralph Lauren Romance Silver sample on eBay and it did not smell similar, but not exactly like the OG. And it did not smell similar. It does smell like a vintage woody mixed with purple label, woody dry down, and some rum. I'm always really hesitant because I've had some bad experiences on eBay. I'm always really hesitant when it comes to like buying samples on eBay, because I always feel like there's somebody who's not gonna give me good samples, especially because there's so many other places you can buy sample kits from now. I get a little bit hesitant with the samples from eBay. That being said, not saying that that's a bad sample at all. It could be a great sample of it. There's just I always get a little bit like, Joe said, gotta get back to work. Take care. Smell good, everyone. Man. Joe. Lily said it was all Sid fan. Say, dang, bro. He said, dang, bro, sorry to hear that. We here for you. Man, I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it, man. I definitely appreciate it. Because, yeah, I can't do eBay for purchases. Yeah, man, I just, man, it's such a weird marketplace. It really is such a weird marketplace to me. And it may just be because I'm spoiled with the fact that the discounters are, I found some discounters who are legit. Could be that. But it's just such a weird place. Like, for example, the first time I saw Notes Jazz, Notes Classics was on eBay. But you know what's weird about it? The bottle looked different. It was a darker, it was a lighter brown than this. It almost looked like they took the picture for, and they might have, for all I know. They took the picture for Notes Jazz and they just darkened it. And the reason I knew it was a darkened one because the mic was darkened too. Like this part of it was like a deep gold. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. By the way, I don't know exactly what this is inspired by yet. Like I said, I'm getting like Maison Crivelli, kind of saffron Colognese vibes from it, right? Citric, beautiful mandarin along with that leather in here. It's a bright burst. It's kind of invigorating at the top, man. And like I said, it's not quite an acidic citrus. And I think it's because that cherry comes in and kind of makes it a little tart, mutes some of that acidicness that's in here kind of calms it down. But the leather in here is nice, it's potent. Now it does drop quick. So that leather in here, man, it starts out like boom, like it'll hit you in the face, you know? And that's why I was like, the first thing I was thinking when I smelled it was, that smelled like some Maison Crivelli kind of stuff. And then it mutes. It kind of calms down. I wouldn't even say it mutes. It kind of calms down probably within the first 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, calms down and kind of allows itself to kind of blend in a little bit more with the citrus. You do have this orange citrus that kind of plays in the background. They talk about the cherry in here. The cherry is not like, I get more mandarin than I get cherry. But it just kind of sits in the background, and the leather is basically kind of the star on it. And you do get some amberiness kind of coming up from the leather, but it's not overly ambery. It's just kind of a soft, super, super, super soft, like baseline amber, and it just allows the leather to kind of play and kind of bob and weave in the air, man, with a little bit of a citrus background. Um, I saw somebody on Perfumo said, "Oh man, it's citrus and musky leather." I wouldn't say it's a musky leather. Um, it does kind of give me, like I said, a little bit of a if I was to take a smell palette, the beginning gives me Maison Crivelli, or Arabia Prestige, kind of nice leather. But as it goes into the dry down, it's giving more softer, not suede leather. It's still the same kind of animalistic leather. It's just calmed down and a little bit softer. Not quite a different smell of leather, but just kind of it just kind of balances out, allows itself to pull back and balances out a little bit. So, um, and this is one, but I can't stop smelling it. Like I keep spraying it on and just being like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then oh shoot, one other one. And my guy Stan, man, he was talking about it in his video. Because I had told him about it. And Kev, you know, I told him I had been kind of messing with this one a little bit. This one, the Riz Blanche. Let's see if it'll. Yeah, there we go. Riz Blanche, right? It is definitely one of the best Pegasus inspirations out there on the market. Gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful bitter almond. Kind of goes green a little bit as it kind of gets into a dry down. But the way that it sits on skin, it just has this. It's almost like it coats you, and it's super diffusive. I don't. It's not really ambery. It's more resinous, but it's kind of like this smooth resinous almond kind of vibe that just kind of pushes off of your skin as it kind of warms up, man, and it lasts forever. Like I put it on skin when I was just kind of walking around trying it out, and I put it on in the morning, and I was gonna take a shower before I went somewhere. Where was I? I can't remember where I was going. I remember I had to take a shower. Sprayed it on. So I sprayed this on at 7:30 that morning. I took my shower at 6 in the evening, and it was still like I could do like this, and it was just pushing in the air. It was just like permeating that space. And that's what this one does. Like it literally will, when you sit down somewhere, it just permeates the space that you're in. It just such diffusive kind of vibe to this. But it sticks to the skin. And at first I was like, this gotta be an extrait, but apparently it's not an extrait, it's just a regular eau de parfum. But it performs like an extrait, which is really nice. And then and Stan mentioned this earlier. Look at this. Let me see if it'll I don't even know if it'll do it. Oh, that was there we go. The atomizer, ridiculous. I did a little bit of cheap seep. I forgot I took the what you call it off to make a decant. But yeah, man, I'm love it. Love this stuff. Um, the only issue with this one is finding a place to wear it, because it's such a classy ass scent. Like it's such a classy scent. It's perfect for fall. The way that it presents in the air, perfect for fall. But it's such a classy scent, right? So I feel like I want to, this is gonna be one that I want to wear, not just suit and tie, but I want to wear bow tie and suit kind of thing. So, man, some of it got on my skin. So I'm gonna smell like this all night. Yeah, it's just that little couple of drops that was on my skin. I'm gonna go try to wash it off my hands. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Because I took a shower. I mentioned I took a shower and I still was able to smell it after that shower. And it had been sitting on skin for a while. That tells you a lot. That's why I was like, it performs like an X-ray. It really does, but it's not. So, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. This is it's been good, man, to kind of get back in front of the camera a little bit, man, and get to talk a little bit. Just glad to be around. Glad to be here, man. Sitting in the bed, you start thinking about a whole bunch of stuff. Um, and I was just like, man, um, like I said, I didn't watch any fragrance content while I was in the bed, um, while I was in the hospital. But then I was like, I was craving, smelling my fragrances. So they brought up the bag, had my wife bring the bag up, and I was literally like giving like fragrance lessons while I was in the hospital to all of the nurses and everything that was coming in. You know, you just like, okay, so this is oh, that smells really good. So yeah, this is geranium. So this geranium, this floral right here, what it's doing is giving, yeah, it was that kind of thing, man. But it just goes to show you that sometimes the stuff that you love can get you through those tough times, and by the grace of God, man, God getting me through the tough time, and then Him putting those fragrances around that allowed me to get through, man. And I can't say nothing more about it. I thank God for being there, and thank God for having these fragrances around. you know, but that's all I got, man. I'm gonna go ahead and roll out for the night. I didn't even this will tell you how long I was locked up into that bed. I didn't drink none of my drink. I had to already be careful with them. So, but I didn't even drink any of my drink. I had to tone down my mix though. So less alcohol, more water on my mix. But it's just good to be able to kind of sit here and looking around at the room. When I first walked back in the room, man, I just was like, man, I'm finally back home. I wanted to give every bottle on the wall a hug, and I started to. Man. I was like, oh, pick me up, oh, you know. But yeah, man, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. I'm gonna be dropping. It's gonna be weird because I'm gonna be dropping like a bunch of videos all at once. Y'all gonna be like, dang, because I did this a couple weeks ago where I dropped like a video every day for like a week. It's probably gonna be something similar to that. Although I was probably gonna be like a video every other day, just to kind of not inundate everybody with it. But but hey guys, y'all have a good one, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself into bed and get ready to have a day tomorrow. I might go live a little early tomorrow too, man. Just to because I'm gonna be running some errands tomorrow morning, so I might go live a little bit earlier, man. But You guys know already. It's great to see y'all, by the way. Yeah, guys already know what I'm about to say, man. Whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, make sure you make today the best day ever on purpose. Peace out. See y'all later. Pieces of ice. Ice.